When American psychiatrist Bruce Greyson first started hearing stories about near-death experiences, NDEs, he assumed they could be explained by basic physiological factors, lack of oxygen, the effects of medication, or simple hallucinations. Yet decades of study have consistently shown that these straightforward theories can't account for the astonishing details people report. Furthermore, these accounts challenge the materialistic assumption that consciousness is generated solely by the brain. Today, Dr. Greyson, Professor Emeritus of Psychiatry and Neurobehavioral Sciences at the University of Virginia, is one of the most respected researchers in this field. His work, including his recent book, After, a doctor explores what near-death experiences reveal about life and beyond, has helped broaden the discussion around this profound and often transformative phenomenon. Early in his psychiatric training, Dr. Greyson had an experience that would forever change his outlook. One day, while quickly finishing lunch in the hospital cafeteria, his pager went off. Startled, he dropped his fork, spilling spaghetti sauce onto his tie. Without time to change, he simply pulled on a white lab coat to hide the stain and rushed to the emergency psychiatric unit, where a college student named Holly had been admitted after an overdose. Holly was unconscious, so Greyson spoke with her friend Susan in another room down the hall. It was hot, so he unbuttoned his lab coat, exposing the red stain on his tie. When he checked on Holly again, she was still unconscious. The next day, however, she had regained consciousness. Upon introducing himself, Holly said something that stopped him in his tracks. "I know who you are. I saw you yesterday. You were talking to Susan in another room. You had a tie with a red stain on it, which you covered up with your coat." According to the medical reports, Holly had not awoken at all the previous day. Dr. Greyson was stunned. He could not conceive how she could have possibly seen or heard any of that conversation, or known about the sauce stain hidden under his coat. For many years, experiences like Holly's were either ignored or met with skeptical silence at medical conferences. Yet in the 21st century, as Dr. Greyson notes, it has become commonplace for doctors to stand up at conferences and share their own striking stories of NDEs, both their patients' accounts and, sometimes, their own. The phenomenon is now widely acknowledged as real in the sense that many patients do have these consistent and deeply affecting experiences. While debate continues over what actually causes or underlies NDEs, there is far less skepticism that they exist and are more common than once believed. Over the decades, Dr. Greyson has collected over 1,000 first-hand accounts of near-death experiences. Many describe sensations of leaving the body, watching medical teams attempt resuscitation, or being in a tunnel with a radiant light at the end. One of his patients was a firefighter named Bill Harnland, who was injured while battling a blaze. As his colleagues attempted to save others, Bill later recalled seeing them carry his seemingly lifeless body, all while he himself felt no pain and experienced a surreal, detached perspective. He recounted traveling through a tunnel and encountering his deceased father, who told him he had to return to his earthly life. When Bill came back, in pain and surrounded by smoke, the medical staff was shocked, because they had already deemed him beyond saving. When he told them what he had seen, he was quickly sent for a psychiatric evaluation. Surprisingly, NDEs are not specific to any one culture or time period. Records of similar experiences date back centuries, including accounts from ancient Rome. People from vastly different backgrounds consistently describe core elements of an NDE. A feeling of leaving the body, encountering a being of light, experiencing a life review where they relive key moments from their past, and reaching a boundary they must return from if they wish to live. Cultural and religious frameworks shape how individuals interpret these events. Some identify the being of light as God or Jesus, others as a deity consistent with Hindu or Buddhist traditions. Yet the fundamental pattern remains strikingly similar around the world. In medical school, most of us are taught that the brain produces consciousness. No functioning brain means no awareness. Yet near-death experiences seem to undermine this purely materialistic view. Many individuals who have been pronounced clinically dead, or who were in a state of deep anesthesia, recall incredibly vivid events, complex thoughts, and precise observations they simply should not have been able to gather if their brains were inactive. Dr. Grayson emphasizes that while we do not fully understand how consciousness and brain function intersect, the apparent clarity of thinking during NDEs calls into question our assumption that the mind is just what the brain does. Though popular curiosity often fixates on whether NDEs prove an afterlife, Dr. Grayson believes the most significant aspect of these experiences lies in how they change people's understanding of life right now. Many patients become more compassionate, feel a deepened connection to others, and adopt a new set of values where material concerns take a back seat. Some feel reluctant to share their stories, fearing judgment or feeling the experience was too personal. But those who do come forward often report a sense of renewed purpose and a strong conviction that love and interconnectedness are at the heart of human existence. From his earliest encounter with Holly's inexplicable vision to the countless cases he has studied since, Bruce Grayson's journey illustrates the importance of scientific curiosity in the face of the unknown. As his own father once told him when he was a third-year medical student, "Trust only the facts." Grayson took those words to heart by assembling a rigorous body of evidence. Although many questions remain, near-death experiences are increasingly recognized by the medical community as a genuine phenomenon worthy of serious investigation. These accounts not only challenge traditional conceptions of how the brain and mind interact, but also offer transformative insights into how we might live our lives with greater empathy, purpose, and awareness. As Grayson himself says, scientists don't run away from things they don't understand. They run toward them. Perhaps by following that same spirit of inquiry, we can continue to unravel the mysteries of consciousness and open new possibilities in understanding what it truly means to be alive and beyond. If these accounts have piqued your curiosity, we invite you to share your own insights or stories about near-death experiences in the comments below. Your perspectives can help broaden our collective understanding of this profound phenomenon. And if you'd like to dive deeper into topics like consciousness research, NDEs, and the science behind them, consider subscribing. Your support makes it possible for us to continue exploring the many mysteries and wonders of human existence and beyond.